Yo, Wagwan people, in today's video we're going through 7 different lighting setups with just using one light. I think videos like this can be really important for learning purposes to then go and use in your other setups. So let's get into it. So a big part of lighting, especially when we're talking about faces, what we're talking about is how the shadows accentuate on the different parts of the face from the lighting there. So just a couple of housekeeping notes. The light I'm using is a Nanlite FS150, which is an amazing budget light there. Links down below if you've never heard of it before. And then to get the first couple of looks here, I'm using a softbox because you want to diffuse the light so that the light is softer and more flattering on the face. However, a little bit later in the video, we'll be talking about instances where you want to use hard light. Okay, jumping into our first lighting setup, this is called flat lighting. The light is literally right over camera, straight onto my face, so I'm not getting any kind of depth or anything in the image. I know sometimes people want to get rid of shadows completely for a high key look, but this is not the way to do it. Not only can the light be kind of distracting this way to the subject when you're trying to talk to the camera, but it doesn't give any dimension to the image, even though it gets rid of all of the shadows. What you want to do instead is our next lighting setup. If you want to get rid of shadows on the face, on the sides of the face there, this is what you want to do. So instead of having the light straight on just pointing at me, what I've done is still straight on, but I've raised it up there. You get a little bit more shape around the face there. This is called butterfly lighting. The reason it's called butterfly lighting is because you get these shadows right under the nose right here that you didn't have with the flat lighting. It's also known as Paramount lighting because Paramount Pictures used to take all of their business portraits for a very long time with this particular look. This is really good for beauty and any subjects that don't want any shadows on the face there, because you get some shadows underneath the nose there. It still gives you a little bit of dimension and depth and gives you that nice high key look there without the dramatic shadows. Also, if you want to, you could get a piece of white foam board and bring it under to lift up the shadows under the chin there if you like, to give yourself a little bit more of a beauty look there. But I think butterfly lighting is a nice flattering look there without too much shadows on the face. This next setup is going to be called loop lighting. The placement of the light is now about 15 to about 30 degrees to the left of the camera. Now we're starting to get a little bit more shadows on the side of the face, and then it's called loop lighting because the previous shadow from the butterfly lighting that was right here under the nose is now starting to loop around on this side of the face here. You're getting a little bit more shadow right off of the nose. This is a good look here where it's not too dramatic, but starting to give a little bit more shape to the face and a little bit more dimension in your image. Next up we have Rembrandt lighting, which is probably going to be the most classic cinematic lighting for a face, the one you hear the most about. The placement of the light is going to be 45 degrees away from the camera and still pointing down at me. Now we're getting even more shadows on this side of the face, and then the thing that is most representative of Rembrandt lighting is this pocket of light that I'm getting right here, this Rembrandt triangle on the opposite side of the face that you always hear people talk about. It's called Rembrandt lighting after the painter Rembrandt, who used this look to add more dimension and shape to faces in his paintings. Next up we have what is called split lighting. Now the light is directly off to my side, and now you could see one side of the face is completely underexposed, one side of the face is lit there. This is a really dramatic look. You can barely see this eye in the image, and the image is basically split. This is something that you see in a lot of movies with villains, or really high dramatic intense looks there. This is something that you'd use more sparingly, but it makes sense in certain particular scenarios. And then lastly here, we're going to have top-down lighting here. This can be really cool because it gives you these nice shadows across the face. Again, this is also really dramatic. You'll see this in a lot of movies as well. For faces, you need to be a little bit careful because it does give you these raccoon type eyes and you're getting shadows underneath the eyes, so it's not something that you necessarily want. But with a nice soft look like this, it cannot be so bad. And then sometimes what you can do is get a bounce board and then lift the shadows back up for this particular look. All right, and then lastly, all the looks that we went through here was with nice soft diffuse light using a soft box. However, sometimes you may want to use hard lighting. This is what the light looks like without any diffusion on it. And while this is not typically what you'd see with lighting on faces in today's day and age, it can be useful depending on the look that you're going for. You're just going to get a lot more stronger shadows and such across the face. So hopefully this video helped you out in some way, shape, or form. If it did, please go ahead and drop the video a like, hit the subscribe button and the notification button. And the video that I was talking about, the product lighting tutorial, should be right here. Or if you want to see how I normally light my YouTube videos, you could see this one right here. I'll catch you over there in one of the next videos. Big up yourself. Peace.